Hello, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to Ongakadiyu, the podcast where three friends come together and break down what's new in the Japanese music industry. This is the podcast for the week of January 31st, 2020. I'm your host, Ken, and with me we have Luna.
Hey everyone!
And Gray.
What's happening, dudes?
Whoa, we're already
Woohoo!
past January.
Woohoo!
Yes, it is. Golly, this year's moving by fast.
Don't
Yes,
say that.
yes.
It can't be moved by that fast.
It doesn't feel like it should be February.
No, it doesn't.
How have we been as of late? Let's start with what we've been listening to. Let's go with you, Gray.
Let's see. I've been listening to mostly every day this week, and I tweeted this out earlier today. I woke up with Heartbeat by High Five stuck in my head. So I've been listening to that song on repeat. Earlier today, I re-listened to Turning Up because that song is just amazing. And I'm really hyped for that. Color Creation just dropped their new single today as well, which was crazy. And I got to check that out, which is pretty good. It's a nice ballad. And I've only listened to it once, and I had a lot going on, so I wasn't really able to focus on the song. So I can't give you my thoughts other than that I liked it. But I can talk more about the new Color Creation song next week. But yeah, no, it's been a good week. Been busy. Been listening to some LOL too and some stuff like that. What have you been listening to, Luna?
Well, I feel like I've been cheating on J-pop this week a little bit. So, out of the J-pop I've listened to, I actually spent a good day listening to Millet when I was driving around places. That kind of mood, with her deep voice, and I just listened to her on Spotify as I didn't feel like pulling out my iPod. I love her new song, Prover. I think it's really good. So, I've had that stuck in my head. I also was listening to a throwback group who's not around anymore called Yakim. Listen to their Can Ya Feel album, which is fantastic, as I love that whole album. I miss them so much. And how I cheated on J-pop was I've been listening to a lot of K-pop lately. I rediscovered Ailey, who is a Korean singer from New Jersey, and was listening to all of her albums that I have. And then I also went back to Brown Eyed Girls, who I haven't listened to since I don't remember when, and I pulled out a couple of their albums from back in the day and forgot how much I missed Big. I love them, and I wish if they did more music too. So it's been a mixture of J-pop, K-pop this week. What about you, Ken? What have you been listening to?
Honestly, I was kind of doing somewhat similar what you were doing, Luna. I was listening to some K-pop, but it's for a totally different reason, and that was because of... Unfortunately, I have to talk about this because I do love sports, and the passing of Kobe Bryant, I was deeply, deeply affected by it. And it was pretty bad, so I was playing my good old 2K games of the basketballs, and one of my favorite songs played during that, and I was like, oh my goodness, it's been a long time since I've heard this song, and it's a song called Ayo by Dynamic Duo, if you guys know them. They're a Korean rapper, actually.
I do.
So I was listening to a lot of their songs, but on the J-pop side, let's see here, I was listening to a couple of Kofi, I was listening to I Love by Official Higedan Dizium, I was listening to Yumanti once again, and Yunezi Kenshi. Besides that, I was listening to my Juicy playlist, gyrating at the zoo this time, because I went to go to the zoo and see my good old friends, Mr. Gibbons, the Gibbons monkey. I know a lot about that darn monkey too. Did you know why if you ever see a Gibbons monkey, they're the kind of monkeys that have longer arms and are very, very excellent jumpers, and they can swing from tree to tree. Do you know, if you ever see them in a zoo, do you know why they put them around on like a float, like a moat pretty much, on an island?
No. Is it to keep them in their little sanctuary?
It's not only that, it's because they can't swim. So if the monkeys accidentally swing into there, they might die.
Well,
So it's kind of a fear tactic, saying, oh, if you swing too far, they might miss and then they might drown.
That makes sense because we have some gibbons at our zoo, and I never realized that. So that's some good information.
Yeah, so that's the main reason. Random fact that I just know about gibbons monkeys. Because if there's one thing or two things that I absolutely love about the animal kingdom is I love gibbons monkeys and I freaking love penguins. I love penguins. They had the
Next
African
time you come
penguins.
back, next time you come back, we got to go back to the zoo and hit the monkey house.
Oh yeah, yeah. But yeah, I went to go see the African penguins. We only had the African penguins. We have most of the other penguin exhibits at the aquarium over here in Hawaii. But because it was so hot, the African penguins decided to stay inside of the shaded areas, and they didn't want to come and play. I was pretty sad. I was like so excited to see Mr. Gibbons and then the penguins. But yeah, I was gyrating to Juicy from Mr. Gibbons. I think he liked that. He was making a lot of noise after that.
shake your groove thing.
Yeah, so. But yeah, with that, let's continue on to the news here. And I believe you are first, Luna.
I am. So first up is Imyeon drops drops a teaser for her new music video. And the latest music video that she is dropping is Sayonara no Kyoni, which will be the theme to the Japanese TV show New Zero. And this is the latest release of her since Sora no Aosa wo Shiro Hito Yo. And she's currently on tour, so I'm hoping after she goes on tour, we will see the full music video for Sayonara no Kyoni, which you can check out on the site.
All right, moving on to our next article, we're going to talk about Johnny's group, Heisei Jump. They have revealed that they're going to be dropping a brand new double A-side single titled I Am / Moi Moi, and it's set to be released on February 26th. And it's going to be coming in 3 editions total, and there's also a special bundle edition that is put out through CD Japan, so if you want all 3 editions, you can get that, but we do have pre-orders for all of the editions on the site, so check that out.
All right, next up is Scandal tells fans the meaning of AMDKJ in their latest video. And this comes in light of their new album, Kiss from the Darkness. But this was also their 10th digital single that released on January 8th, AMDKJ. And it is used in promotion to, like I said, their album Kiss from the Darkness, which will be dropping on February 12th. So pretty soon, we got about a week. And this is also being used as the ending theme song to the popular anime Gegege no Kitaro, which is currently airing on Fuji TV. You can check out the music video on our site. All right, and next up is Kodakumi is bringing special releases of several, I guess you could say several items to stores. So first of all, Kodakumi is a pop singer-songwriter, major staple in the industry, and she is bringing all the fans a special treat with 3 new releases that will be hitting stores on March 11th. These 3 come in the light of her latest album, Record, which came out November 13th of last year. And the 2 of the new releases will be Blu-ray DVD concerts of her RE live tour. One is Black Cherry and the other is Japanesque. And that 3rd release she's bringing is a remix album that will have songs from Record on it, along with some of her best hits as well. You can check out all the editions on our site, pre-order links. And you can also check out the special video spot for Record to get all those songs. There will also be one other special edition you can get, and this is for fan club members only, but there will be a 3 CD plus DVD edition, and is only available if you're a fan club member, And we do have some information on what that is and details on our site as well.
All right, moving on to our next album, or next article, sorry. I don't know why I said album. We're going to be talking about rock band Flumpool. They have revealed that they're going to be dropping a brand new single titled Subarashiki Uso, which is set to be released on February 26th. It's going to come in 2 editions, a standard and limited edition, which you can find out more details on the site. And there's also pre-order links for the site, along with the music video for their last single, Help, which came out in 2019. So if you are excited or a Flumpool fan, be certain to check that out. Moving on to our next article, we're going to be talking about Chiai Fujikawa. She is a singer-songwriter, and she has announced that she's actually going to be dropping her second album on April 8th. The name of the album has yet to be revealed, but pre-orders are already up, and we're going to be talking about her here in a little bit. So if you're interested and if you like what we have to say, you can check it out. And we also have a music video of one of her songs that's expected to be on the album, so you can check that out as well.
Coming on next is the lovely vocalist Kadeen announced that she will be dropping a brand new album titled Melancholy Memoriam on February 12th. This will be her latest album since Identity Crisis back in October of last year, and will be her second album overall. Albeit being a very quick turnaround since Identity Crisis, it will release with 8 tracks total, and it will come with the recently released track Inochi no Tsukai Tata, which you can check out all the lovely things about that on our site, along with the pre-order links and the teaser trailer for her melancholy style.
Moving on to the next article, we're going to talk about Dish. They have revealed that they're actually going to be dropping a brand new mini album titled Circle, also set to come out on February 26th. And Circle will contain a total of 6 tracks and is going to be released in 4 editions. We have pre-order links for all editions on the site, including the music video for their song Starting Over in the article, that you can check them out. If you're unfamiliar with the group, you can get a sample of what they sound like.
Are they related to Bish in any other way?
They're not related to Bish at all.
So they're DISH if you guys can't understand that.
Yeah. Well, there's also like the 2 slashes at the end of them, and they don't do the cute little lowercase I. So if it was
Plus they're guys.
Yeah, they are dudes. But I mean, if they were like, they could be Dude Idol Society, and just have like a lowercase I and be semi-related to Bish. All right, moving on to our next article, we're going to be talking about pop duo Claris, as they have revealed that they are going to be releasing a brand new double A-side single titled Alicia and Signal, which is set to drop on March 4th. It's going to come in 3 editions total, a standard, limited, and anime edition. And you can find out more details about each individual edition on the site, along with a full track listing and pre-order links if you are interested, if you are a Claris fan.
It's also going to be set for the anime, the remake of the anime Madoka Magica.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I knew like Alicia was for the anime Madoka Magic, but I didn't realize that they were making a remake of it. I thought it was like a spin-off or like a branch off of the main series.
It's called Gaiden, so it could be like an extra story.
Or like a prequel too.
Yeah. Everyone from regular Madoka is appearing in this in this series, so
I'm excited. I'm actually very, very, very excited. I loved Madoka Magica, even though it was dark as hell.
Yeah, I still need to go back and watch it, but Goro Urabuchi, you do you. Don't stop being you. Moving on to our next article, we're going to talk about rock band Sumika, as they are in charge of the Shinkanzemi 2020 campaign, which is, I guess, a branch of cram schools in Japan. And so they're in charge of the main theme of that. The new theme is called Sense of Wonder, and there's already a trailer for it, and we have that in the article, so you can check that out and get a taste for it. Sense of Wonder is going to be released on their Harmonize EP, which is set to come out on March 4th, and it's going to be released in 2 editions. And we have pre-order links for that, so you can check it out on the site. Moving on to our next article, we're going to be talking about our Music Corner alumni, Yonige, as they have revealed that not only are they going to be dropping a brand new album, but they're also going to be coming out with a live DVD, both on the same day. So the new album is going to be titled Kenzen na Shakai, and that's going to drop on April 8th. And the live DVD is Live DVD Nippon Budokan Ippon 2, which is from their one-man live in Nippon Budokan in Tokyo.
Budokan.
Budokan, thank you. Thank you, Ken. Sorry for the butchered Japanese pronunciation. You'd think I'd be better at this by now.
No. That if you're gonna know at least 3 places for Japan, it's Nippon Budokan, because that's one of the really good places to go perform live.
Yeah.
And Tokyo Dome. Those 2 in Tokyo are probably the places, if you're gonna make it as a rock band, so to speak, you're gonna perform at Budokan.
Gotcha.
So all of Bang Dream performed at Budokan, and that was very special for them.
Yeah, well, and Yonige performed at Budokan last August, and they recorded it, and so they're dropping the live DVD performance on April 8th. So if you're a Yonige fan, be certain to grab both these on April 8th. And we have pre-order links in the article. Moving on to our last bit of release news for the week, we're going to be talking about Poor Louie, who we talked about last week. But if you're unfamiliar, or if you're new to the show, Poor Louie is an idol who is associated with BIS, B-I-S. She was one of the founding members of BIS, and then she transitioned over to another idol group called Billy Idol. And Billy Idol disbanded back in December of this year, and so it was announced that Poor Louie
last year.
Oh, yeah. Well, last year was a month ago, so it throws me. Okay? But yes, December at the end of last year. So anyways, Poor Louie was in the news last week because she announced that she is starting her own idol group, and she's going to be taking more of a production role. And it was unclear at the time if she was actually going to be a member or if she's just going to be a producer. And it's still unclear. Like, they still haven't revealed if she's going to be actually in the group or if she's just a producer. But she has also announced that she's going to be dropping a solo album. And it is set to drop on March 11th. Pre-order links are up, and it's only going to come in 1 edition, but pre-order links are up, and we have them in the article. So if you're a Poor Louie fan, or if you were a Billy Idol fan, or a BIS fan, or if you're just curious about Poor Louie, you can check it out, and we have...
it'd be very interesting. I'd rather her be very separate from the idol group itself and just have this be her own thing so that she could show off what it's like to not be in that system. But that's what I would want, because I want her to stand up on her own 2 feet compared to just being in a group.
Yeah, and I do think the fact that she's releasing her solo work does seem to indicate where she wants to take her personal career. So I don't think she's going to be a part of the group, but that's just my opinion. I don't have any concrete evidence or proof of that. But I agree with you. I think it'd be really nice. And if she tries to pursue a solo career while producing for an idol group, I think she's just going to stretch herself way too thin. And neither is going to come out well. So I think if she
Well,
Like
I don't
she
think. Well,
her
she's. It doesn't. It seems like if you guys read the article to it, a lot of the album is going to be produced by Scramble, so it's not like she's going to be working all too much with the solo side of it. I think
yeah.
all of her heart and soul is going to be in making sure that the idol group that she's producing is going to be the top thing. But I think that the solo career could be just something that she wants to do on the side that shows a different side of her.
Yeah,
Hopefully, that's
probably.
what I would want. But then again, because it's being produced by Scrambles, and not to say much about Scrambles, they have a lot of similar themes and similar ideas that they usually keep close to heart. So I'm
Yeah.
not too sure what kind of style that poor Louis is going to be going. So, but we'll see in time.
Yeah, and the two idol groups that she's been a part of do have radically different styles, so it'll be interesting to see like if she leans back into like her more bis style bis, or if she keeps going like that punk idol style like what Billy Idol was doing, or if she goes down like a more generic pop route or anything like that. It'll be interesting to see where she goes and what she wants to do. But I do know like she has fans and a reputation, so she might lean into that reputation a little bit. That's what I expect is to her to lean in that reputation, which would probably take her a lot closer to like brand new idol society if she's going that direction. I imagine that's probably what her solo album is going to be. Just a guess, but
And you know, one of the things too that I also kind of like is that she's doing an album and not a single. One of the things that I really absolutely hate right now is if you're going from a group, you just do a single. I want you to do an album because you're more likely to see your type of tone of different styles more visually shown in an album compared to just one single, which is usually just one theme or one tone in track. So
yes.
it's really good that she actually went with an album so that even if one tone kind of fails in that album, she's able to show many different ones.
No, I 100% agree with you, bud. All right, moving on to our next article. This is going to be more general news, not necessarily release news. And we're going to start off by talking about a group that is tangentially related to what we were just talking about. Bish, alternative idol group Bish, has announced that they have launched their own YouTube channel. It's already up, and we have the official trailer, which was posted on their official webpage. So you can definitely check that out. There's also a documentary on there called Grunge World. So if you are a Bish fan, definitely be certain to check this out and subscribe to it so you can get all their latest music videos.
And continuing on up, it is the lovely four-member rock band Brian the Sun announced that they will be actually going to the lovely heart of Honolulu and going to this year's KawaiiCon this May. This will be the second time that the group has ventured internationally after visiting Aikon last year. They're more famous for the lovely anime songs from Boruto, the Naruto The Next Generation, and My Hero Academia. And, you know, they also are going to be releasing a brand new mini album titled Orbit on February 26th. And hopefully, a lot of the tracks that are going to be played from that mini album will be played during the live, but we shall see. If you guys are interested, you guys can check out the site for the KawaiiCon official site and the pre order links for Orbit also, if you guys are interested.
Moving on to the next article, and we have three more articles to talk about. I'm going to go ahead and just give you guys the heads up. All of these are bad news. One of them you can take or leave, but two are definitely bad news, and this is one of them. This one hits me really hard, and I was mildly depressed. The last one we'll talk about really crushed me, but this one was not really well done. So we're going to talk about AAA, who, if been with the show for a while, you'll know I'm a fan of their sister group because they're produced by the same dude. I'm gonna call them their sister group, LOL. And through Ken's encouragement, I was encouraged to go back and check out AAA, and I really really loved their first album, and I've been meaning to go back to and listen to more of their music. And so I really really like them. They do mean a bit to me, and it was revealed that they're taking 2020 off. They're not going to be doing anything that is a slight misconception because at the end of the year they are going to come back for a dome tour in November and December, but they're not going to drop any new singles. They're not producing any new music. And by and large, they're taking 2020 off, which after the 2019 that they had, because their lead singer now is in jail and they've lost a couple of people. It is a good moment for them to take a break because they need to figure out, if they want to stay together or if they want to pursue their solo careers, because I do know like some of them are wanting to lean a little bit more into their solo work this year. And so it'll be interesting to see how everything pans out. Now, they have already revealed the tour dates for the Dome Tour. So if you're a AAA fan, you have all year to plan. If you'll go to the article, we have the dates and the locations for their entire Dome Tour this year. And it's not their last because as of right now, they are just taking a break. But this could be last because you never know. If they're taking a year off to see how they feel, they could come back in a year and be like, we're re-energized, we can't wait, we're going to pound the dirt and get more. Or they could come back and go like, yeah, we took a year off and, we found more love and passion doing our own thing, so we're just going to go our separate ways. So I'm not going to sit here and say this could be, that this will be the last time that you could see them live, but it may be the last time you see them live. So if you are a AAA fan, be certain to check this out. And, if you're going to be in Japan, try to see if you can line up a date and check and go to their Dome Tour. So we here on Ongaku to You do wish all the members of AAA the best of luck. Moving on to the next article, we're going to talk about Chiai Fujikawa, who is a member of HKT48. She has revealed that she will be leaving the group. Her last performance is going to be on February 22nd. And she is wanting to concentrate on her education because she's wanting to become a professional dietitian. So, which is a very interesting career path. Major Idol dietitian. So she's stepping down from the Idol group to pursue her education so she can become a dietitian. So we here at Ongaku Do You wish Maiko the best of luck and her, hopefully, she's able to achieve her goals and accomplish her dreams. And lastly, we are going to talk about Chiai 46, who, again, if you're a longtime listener of the show, you'll know I'm a huge fan of Chiai 46. They were like the big 46. They were the first big 46 group I really fell in love with, really enjoyed, and there was a big bombshell that dropped last week. So if you're familiar with the group, you'll know that the center for all of their songs, for every song that they've ever done, has been Yurina Hirate. And it has been revealed that she is no longer with the group. She just up and quit. And not only did she leave, but
she took her friends too.
Yeah, she took Oda Nana and Suzumoto Miyu with her. So now, to be fair, her two friends are graduating. It like the wording of this was really weird because they said she resigned, which I have never seen that word associated with an idol group before. That is
yeah. So the meat of it all is she just straight up quit, while the other two are, they're doing the rest of their contract fully and saying, hey, we're ending at this day. Hirate just ended up saying, GG, I am out. I don't want to deal with this. I'll do the last single, but after that, I am done.
No, they postponed the ninth single.
They postponed the ninth single at this point.
Yep.
So they're trying to keep her in, no matter what, so they can talk to her in. It's very smart, Akimoto. I see what you're trying to do.
So yeah, no, I was floored by this news. I could not believe it when I saw this on the screen. Like, I knew that she couldn't be the center of that group for the rest of its existence. I mean, if she wound up leaving Chiai 46, I just assumed like they'd have somebody else assume that role, or they could dissolve it. I don't know. Now she's just quit, and I do not know how to process this. I was really depressed. I had to explain the whole situation to my girlfriend because she's not into this like we are, and I had to be like, man, I'm so depressed, and this is why. It's turned into a 20-minute explainer. But she understood in the end because I was floored. I could not believe that and I mean, to be fair, we've in the 2 years that we've been doing this show and we've been covering this group. I've seen her really pour her heart and soul into all of her performances, and she is really, really talented. And I knew in my heart she couldn't keep this up forever. She's already had to take breaks because of like having back problems, and she's 18 now. So 18-year-olds should not have back problems, especially the back problems that she was having. So I understand that maybe I would love to know why she quit, and maybe we'll get an explainer one day as to what really happened with all this, because the announcement was just she resigned, and we don't know anything else besides that. Like she hasn't come out and made a public statement or anything like that to address her fans or to announce what she's wanting to do next or anything like that. So it's kind of a holding pattern to wait and see what she does next. And it'll be interesting to see, is she out of the industry altogether? Is she just taking a break from the industry? It'll be interesting to see, when she announces what she does, because it could be a week, two, it could be months before we hear anything. I don't know. It depends on her contract. Now, I know she said screw it, but there's still non-disclosure agreements and all that fun jazz, and you can't just quit. There's things like she might have a waiting period before she can say what she has to do next. So it'll be interesting to see either way.
No, you're exactly correct. I mean, it'd be very interesting to see what's going on with that, and I'm quite interested to see how the industry is going to take it, because, well, we knew that Kiyakazaka 46 ain't going to rely on Hirate all too much past that, but they weren't going to resolve the group. They were just going to pick another soloist or another person to put the weight on the shoulders. They were trying to groom the other girls, but they always use Hirate anyway. But, well, now that has to be pushed more so in the forefront now, because she just said straight up, I'm out.
Yep, she did. And I'm wondering if the two girls that left with her were next in line, so to speak, and they were like, yeah, F this noise, I'm out. Like, who knows? Like, it's crazy. Next, we are going to do Music Corner, and I took the reins this week. I came across this artist in a very interesting fashion, and we already talked about her earlier today, so I guess you could call the earlier talking a little bit foreshadowment for this week's Music Corner. But I came across this artist because I was having to do an article for her, and I decided to check out her music. And I really, really liked it, and I did not realize at the time, and I would come to find this out later, that I had actually was already familiar with this artist, even though in the moment she was a brand new artist to me, because she did both the endings for The Rising of the Shield Hero, and I just was I had actually downloaded the first ending of The Rising of the Shield Hero because I really, really love that song, and I always meant to go back and listen to more of her music, and ultimately never did, because with the job and the work and stuff that we do, sometimes you intend to listen to a group, and then there's things that we have to listen to, that we have to cover, and things just kind of get lost in the weeds a little bit. So I utterly forgot about this girl, and then out of the blue just rediscovered her because she announced that she's dropping her second album. So we're going to be talking about Chiai Fujikawa, who I just wound up really, really liking. So, just a little bit about her. She decided at the age of 3 years old that she was going to be in the Japanese music industry because her dad was an Inca musician. So her whole life she's been wanting to get into the Japanese music industry. She graduated high school in 2014, or not 2014. She graduated high school, and then from high school she went into the work field, and then in 2015 she won an audition to be a member of an idol group called Mineki Kankek, Keikok, Mineki Keikok, and she was in Mineki. I'm going to call it Mineki until 2018, and she decided that she was going to break off and follow her solo career. And so since 2018, she has been doing her solo work. In that time, she has dropped 6 singles and 1 album. And she is currently signed under Nippon Columbia, and she is like I said, she announced that she's going to be dropping her second album in spring of this year. And she actually, in her short career, she already has an award. She won 2020's anime trending award for best ending theme for her song Kimi no Namae, and that was used for the mega popular anime series The Rising of the Shield Hero. And yeah, I really fell in love with her voice. Like, she just has such powerful vocals and such really good musical sense, and like, you can really tell that this is her passion, and it really just shines through in her songs and her performance. And like, her songs really stick with you. They're just really well done, and I just really felt like, she really connected with me, and I just absolutely fell in love with her music. So this is who I wanted to go with for this week, and I hope that you guys liked her, but you never know with these things. But I'm interested to see what you guys thought of her.
So, I guess I can start. I enjoyed her a lot. I thought she had amazing vocals, very powerful voice, and I didn't know what to expect as I haven't seen any of the anime she's done. So this was a treat for me to discover someone completely new and go in with a blind ear. And I enjoyed her voice. Her vocals were great. Her songs had a nice melody and beat to them. I think my only complaint is some of her songs sounded a little bit of the same, so I couldn't tell one from the other. However, I think that's more of a composition thing than her herself. I think she has a fantastic voice and a ton of talent, and her music was extremely enjoyable and just nice to listen to. It had, some were relaxing, some were more, I guess, dramatic, as you could tell they had to have been used for a theme song. But I like I liked, giving her a listen on Spotify, and hearing her first album was good, and I'm looking forward to her second album and seeing what she's going to do.
No, that's for darn sure. She has super powerful vocals, and it was very good. And one of the things that I did like is she really relies on that skill for her musical prowess. And you can tell that the apple doesn't fall from the tree, from her family tree there. And I agree with you, Luna. Her composition, it does sound fairly similar, but she sounded like a more laid back Aimyon.
That's
I don't
kind of what I was
I
trying
don't
to
I didn't
pinpoint
know
that
if
too.
if you felt that way too, but yeah, her vocals is really mellowed and really calmed down, and that's what I really liked compared to a lot of her things. But yeah, that composition is fairly similar to Aimyon, but
I I actually agree with you. I kind of felt the same way, and I couldn't pinpoint who she reminded me of, but she reminded me of someone, and I think you just took the words out of my mouth on that one.
Nonetheless, she is one of the greater picks that I actually really did enjoy from your side, Gray. And not to knock any of your previous music corners, but it's because you went for someone that I didn't expect, honestly. Because you kind of go into the rhythm of I'm either going to do a band or I'm going to do it in an idol group.
Yeah, yeah, and that was another reason why I picked her is because if you look over my list, like I have done idol groups, I've done bands, I've done rappers. I have not done single female vocalists like her, and so I did want to do something different and mix it up a little bit for myself. And like I said, I'm really glad that I found her because it was really refreshing in my mind to just give something different a try because
Now,
yeah,
if I can only get you to listen to artists that hasn't done an anime, I think we can do it.
hey, like I said, I had
I was
totally
I was
forgot.
laughing. I was laughing so hard. I was like, "Huh, this seems so like when you said it was gonna be her, I was gonna be like, I don't know why, but I felt like I've saw her before, and I'm like, I couldn't scratch that itch. And then I just took a glancery Google search, and it says "Rising of the Shield." So I was like, that's where I know her from. And I don't watch. I say this and I say I don't watch anime, but it's so funny. But it's like I knew it.
Oh, and it killed
But
me because,
eventually,
and it killed me because
eventually we'll get on that path.
I was such a huge Rising of the Shield Hero fan that I just totally forgot about her. And yeah, I was trying to find somebody that's devoid of anime, and because when I selected her, I'd totally forgotten she did this. Like when I saw her album, I was like, man, that picture looks really familiar. But I could not piece it together. And then I was like, I had to do what you did, type in a Google search, because I actually did come across the song like, golly, this sounds familiar. Where have I heard this before? Oh, why did I forget that? So I felt really bad in a lot of ways, but still, I'm glad I was able to remember her and talk about her and bring her back up because I mean, I think she's great, and it'll be really interesting to see what her new album is like, and it'll be really cool because the next time we do a roundup, that new album will be out and we can talk about that new album. So it'll be really cool there.
Regardless, thank you for introducing her to us.
Yeah, you guys are welcome.
Loved it anyway.
Yes, thank you. She was very good and has an amazing voice.
Yeah, no, you guys are welcome. I'm glad you guys liked her.
And with that, let's continue on to the Oricon here. Another interesting week, I would say.
It is interesting, and it'll be interesting to see how things shake out as far as opinions go.
But yeah, continuing on to number 10, it is the lovely Kimi no Koto o Mada Nani mo Shiranai by Seishun Koukou 3年 C Gumi. So this is just a high school, pretty much. And I don't know, I just wasn't feeling this song, to be perfectly honest.
I was the same way. I don't know if I was in the right mindset, but I wasn't feeling it either.
It was okay. Oh, sorry, Luna. I thought you were finished. Go on ahead. Finish what you were saying.
No, I just felt, I was going to say, it just felt very generic to me, and it didn't bring anything unique to the table.
And yeah, I will echo your sentiment because honestly, like I'm trying to sit here, like I remember thinking it was okay and it was decent, but I'm trying to remember what it sounded like and I'm drawing a blank. So it is generic and mildly forgettable, but you know, it's decent, I guess. I can see why it's number 10 at least.
Yes, that's for darn sure. But regardless, Kimi no Koto Mada Nani o Shiranai, so they lovely 22,320 points. And going on up to number 9 is Shiko ni Kansuru Sero ni Chosa by Geinin wa Jibun ni Aru. Now that's a name.
That is indeed a name.
And I did not know how to feel about this song either. These two songs, I felt like number 10 and number 9, it is by the books. It's by the book's male idol and it's by the book female idol. And I'm going to go out on a gander here and probably wonder if you really like this, Gray, because every single boy idol group that isn't Johnny's, usually, you would mostly like.
Yeah.
And did that change?
No, it did not change. I did enjoy this song. I enjoyed it a lot. And I get the criticism. I do think I was like, Jesus, I felt like I've heard this like somewhere beforehand, and I'm like, I think I just listened to too much Johnny's, and it's just embedded in my mind. And we'll come back to that a little bit later, we'll come back to that. But yeah, no, I really like this song. I thought it was fun and it was catchy, and they do this thing in the beginning of the song. I was hoping that they would keep it up through the entirety of it, but they do not, unfortunately. But they do the thing, and this is a really easy way to get me sucked into a song because I just think it sounds really, really cool. Is when you in a vocalist group, and so like one person sings part of his line, and then another person picks that up, and so like there's this back and forth passing of the lines and stuff. And I always really, really enjoyed that, and they do that in the beginning of the song, and that really hooked me in. That really sucked me into the song. And once I was into that, I was there and I really liked it. I really enjoyed the song. It was the only song, not by choice, but it's the only song this week that I have downloaded. Well, that's a lie. I have 2 songs downloaded, but this is the only one that I downloaded while listening to it earlier, because the other one I've been listening to for weeks now. But, and we'll get to that one, but I really enjoyed the song. I felt like it was a really good performance, and I don't know if this is the group's first single or not. They look new to me, so if this was a debut, they came out with a pretty solid debut.
I also kind of felt like this was a little by the books. It was okay, but it reminded me of, just generic by the books idol that I'll forget next week.
I mean, we'll see. Like I said, this is their second song, and I usually give an artist 3 songs to win me over, and if the third song ain't gonna break the bounds, so to speak, in my ears, then I'm gonna be like, oh, okay, whatever's at this point. But regardless, it's so they lovely 24,340 copies, and going on up, it is number 8, Pretenders by Official Higedandism, 24,972 copies. Going on up to number 7, it is Real Cross Eyes by JX Takanori Nishikawa. And I swear to God, if I hear the word 01, I am going to strangle someone. If I hear this down the street, I am going to go to anyone that is playing the song and strangle the manager. Great, if you sing this song, I am going to hop on the plane and strangle you. Because I was thoroughly annoyed by this song. You take the 01s out, and it's a somewhat decent song. It's a somewhat decent Kamen Rider song. I'll give it that much. But the 01s, my God, it broke me.
I feel your pain in that. I love Takanori Nishikawa, and I like Luna C. However, the song was it was a little too much for me.
Yeah, no, I had a feeling that I knew because I've been listening to this song for weeks. I've been watching Kamen Rider 01 since it started airing. I've really, really enjoyed the season. So I've heard the song numerous times at this point. And I knew both of you guys would either love the song or hate the song. It would depend on how well you took the 01s. Because he says it a lot. A lot. And where I watch the show on a weekly basis, I didn't like it at first. And I guess because through, was it Stockholm Syndrome? Where you start sympathizing with your kidnapper. I've just kind of Stockholm syndrome into liking that, and well, I've grown to love this song, and I listen to it on repeat now. Like when I hear,
I mean, if I were to listen or to watch the series, because I'm not watching the series Kamen Rider. It just hasn't grabbed me. Besides everyone wanting to, bang the robots in this series, but it just hasn't caught me yet, and I'm just like, this is one of the reasons. Ironically, this is going to be one of the reasons why I'm probably not going to watch this series, or I'm going to at least make sure that I mute the
mute the TV,
the opening when I see this. But
yeah, well, and see, for me, like it helps rev me up for the show. Like when I hear that theme, I get excited for it. So like when they start chanting 01, it just revs me up.
When I hear this song, I just think it's speaking to me in binary.
Well,
so I want to sit down. I'm gonna give the song another listen, and I'm gonna type how many times it says 01, and I'm gonna plug that into a binary translator and see what word comes out, because I'll be very interested if the lyrics took that way. It probably didn't, but I will see if what I'm gonna put this on Twitter. I'll put this on Twitter. You can follow me at OTYCam1. I will mention this to Koryu Hunter. I'll mention this to Lou, and I will tell him that I'm going to do it live on Podosaurus.
Oh, this is going to be interesting.
Be looking forward to that.
I will say, if you watch the opening, that actually there's a lot of binary in the opening, because this season it's like iRobot. It's Kamen Rider iRobot. Like, robots are people too, and so like there's a real big emphasis on
someone
robotics.
in Toei watched or played Detroit Become Human and was like, oh man, that sounds like a great idea, let's do it.
No, I mean, that's essentially what it is, because like the whole plot is the Humagears are becoming sentient. Like, they even use the phrase singularity point.
The human gears are like the robots. Yeah, like I have no idea the series. I just know that robots, and apparently they have like Toei is selling these, or Bandai is selling these Bluetooth headsets that are just exactly like what the robots wear.
Oh, I've been wanting one of those.
It's a premium Bandai exclusive, so good luck trying to get that on the cheap, because it'll probably be $300.
Oh.
But regardless, getting back to the single here, by God, if I hear 01 one more time, I'm gonna do it one more time for the song, for diversity's sake. But if I ever hear it after that, I'm going to strangle someone. By God, and the song's alright. If you take out the 01s from this song, it's an alright song. It is a Kamen Rider song where it gears you up for what's going to happen, and that's what all Rider songs should be accompanying to. That's what they should always do.
Yes,
O's
I totally
is
agree
like
with
that.
Yes, it does. Oh, because I just started O's this week, and you're right. Like when they do you count the medals 1, 2, and 3. I'm like, oh my God, I'm ready for this. I am ready for this. Like, it's so good.
Yeah, Lou likes that series because it's very ska inspired.
Oh, I see that. Yeah, okay, yeah, you're right.
But regardless, Realize sold a lovely 25,220 points. Going on up, it's number 6, it's Hakijitsu by King New, keeping it from last week. Not much more we can say, yeah?
Word up.
Yep.
But this week it sold a lovely 26,867 points. And going on up, it is Drive Us Crazy by Raise Asulin. So, I love Bang Dream. This is the third band that came out of Bang Dream, the actual real life band. I love Bang Dream. You can follow my entire Twitter, and nearly about 7/8 of the majority of the things I post is Bang Dream related. Raise Asulin. This is the thing I have with them. Their A-side tracks aren't really good. In my opinion, in my personal opinion, their A-side tracks aren't really good. It's their B-side tracks is what wins me over. The single is available on Spotify and Apple Music if you guys are interested in taking a listen to it. The B-side for this track, Hell or Hell, is amazing. It's really, really good compared to Drive Us Crazy. Drive Us Crazy, there's a lot of commotion in this song, and granted that is what Raise Asulin is. It's a lot of commotion going on, the band, pretty much. But lyrically and composition wise, I feel like Drive Us Crazy fits the tonal of, yeah, we are an anime band. And unfortunately, I kind of didn't want that. And I love Reza Sulan. Rachel, the vocalist, the main vocalist for this group, is an amazing vocalist, and I wish she had more time to shine compared to Suma Suma, which is the other voice who's the DJ. She interbutts and butts heads occasionally with this song, but that's to each their own at this point. This song was really like We Are Anime, the band.
So I can totally see where you're coming from in that aspect. And I get the very anime feel vibe from this song, and you can tell from the first, melody of that song and how they present it. I did enjoy it, however, it's not my favorite Reze Solian song. It's probably my least favorite that I've heard by them. I thought it was still a solid song, but it was not their best. They, I think, could put a way more original track out than that.
No, I agree with you, Luna. I thought this was an interesting song, and I remember when I was listening to it, I posted in our little private chat that we have. Like, to me, like, this song feels like really, really bombastic, especially compared to like their last songs. Like, it's just really loud and boomy, I guess is a good way to put it. I mean, I kind of liked it. I do think they have much better songs, and it's certainly not a bad song, especially compared to a lot of the stuff that we typically talk about. Like, it's a fairly decent song, but it is really just like boom bombastic. So it drives hard. I'm very interested to hear that B song, because that sound, like, the title of it sounds interesting. I'd be interested in to see like what that sounds like.
Yeah, regardless, Drive Us Crazy sold an amazing 31,976 points. This is the highest they ever been on the Oricon, so good for them.
Yeah.
And going on up, it is number 4, Lost the Memory by Token Rabu's team, Sanjuchi. So, Token Rabudanchi, it's the lovely samurai stage show. If you guys take a look at when this was released almost 2 years ago, a year and a half ago now. And it just appeared up regularly here. I guess they announced some new thing for Token Rabu, but it was interesting. The only way that we were able to watch this was to listen to the live events.
Yeah.
And the musical itself. The musical itself is awesome. For me, I really like stage shows, so watching them perform is absolutely fan-freaking-tastic. It's like Review Starlight. Watching the actual live for this show is amazing, and the thought that they go through and the way they portray the characters is amazing. And I can understand why there's a lot of fans for this.
Oh, I agree. The musical that we watched, fantastic. I mean, their vocals are amazing, their dancing, just everything about it gets you interested, and I would like to see that full actual musical now.
Yeah, I think Token Rambu Danashi really has earned their reputation, and they have really great voices. They do great work, and it'd be really cool, the next time I'm in Japan, to catch one of their live stage shows. I know I wouldn't understand much of what's going on, but it'd be still worth the experience. I think this would be really enjoyable, and the music's real solid.
Regardless, Lost the Memory sold a lovely 50,935 points. And going on up, it is number 3, Manazashi by Token, not Token Ramadachi, by Toho Shinki, or Toho Ender Shinki. It's not whole. They'll never be whole. They'll never reach that pinnacle that they reached when they were Toho Shinki. I never will agree with that ever again. But slights aside, this is the best single that they've done since their return, in my opinion. Their ballad stuff is always on point, and the fact that they took it slow this time around was really, really good. And it strengthened that conviction, so to speak.
I will say that their vocals in this are fantastic, and their ballads have a way to show that off. it's still hard for me to like them, not being the complete Toho Shinki. I think that's my biggest issue is I miss the full group themselves. So I'm gonna be biased and saying I still didn't care for it, but I do agree that it's probably their best since it's just been the two of them.
So I'll come at this from the guy that is not familiar with the original group or any manner. I just know the two man group, and deeply love their song "Hot Hot Hot," which I still stand by. But I will say I did enjoy this song. I wasn't in love with it, but it was one of those songs where I could really see myself, like every time you listen to it, you like it a little bit more and you appreciate it a little bit more. And the vocal work in this is really well done. These guys just sound amazing together, and the ballads is really beautiful. It's got this gorgeous melody that just runs right through the whole song, and I just really thought like they did a solid job.
Regardless, Manazashi sold a lovely 65,275 points. And going on up, it is number 2, Kokoro and Karada / Lovepedia / Ningen Kankei no Wei Wei by Morning Musume 2020. This is the new innovation of Morning Musume because they don't have generations anymore, they just have years.
Yeah, they reinvent themselves every year.
Every year. And to the point of the lovely Morning Musume system here, their B-sides are amazing. This is a AAA side, but the B-sides, the other two songs, Lovepedia and Ningen Kankei no Wei Wei, were amazing compared to Kokoro Karada, in my opinion. Kokoro Karada sounded more like a perfume song, in my opinion, where they're trying to be like perfume.
Yeah,
they're trying to be perfume in that song.
And it just didn't fit for them. I mean, they're vocal wise, they're not perfume, and you could just hear that it sounded off. At least Kokoro Karada sounded very off to me, but I thought Lovepedia fit them very well as long as, oh man, that stupid kanji Ningen
Kankei
no Wei Wei. I mean, I thought that song was probably my favorite of theirs, and I enjoyed Lovepedia as well. But I know exactly what you mean. Kokoro Karada, just that was just I didn't care for it.
I'll say I thought Kokoro and Karada was okay. I think I liked it a little bit more than you guys did, but that's not a glowing endorsement. I still felt like this was easily the weakest song of the three. Lovepedia and Ningen Kankei no Wei Wei were just really catchy, especially Ningen Kankei no Wei Wei. I thought that song was really good and really catchy.
That was my favorite one of the three songs. I thought it was amazing. Their dancing, the melody, their vocals, everything about it just fits so well.
Yeah. I do think 2 out of 3 ain't bad, as they say.
Oh yeah, and I didn't care for, I don't think I cared for the last song they did last year. So I'm really glad to hear this single and like 2 out of the 3. And I mean, they were fun. They got me up and, dancing and everything. So I give that one a thumbs up for those 2 songs. I'm going to be downloading Ningen Kankei no Wei Wei because I loved it.
Regardless, the single sold a lovely 134,295 points. And going on up, it is a first for this statement here. It is a dual debut. Not any dual debut. A Johnny's dual debut. From the lovely group Sixtone and Snowman comes their song Imitation Rain and DD respectively. They titled the lovely single Sixtones versus Snowman here. But, oh man, they just dominated. Well, let's give our initial impressions about the songs first. Honestly, I don't know how I feel about Imitation Rain and Six Tones in general. Six Tones, it looks like a lot more internationally stride group because both songs had an English tone to it, or more international tone. Imitation Rain, I don't know if you guys noticed this, they had the subtitles for the song
Yeah,
embedded in
I
the
noticed
video.
that.
I noticed that as well.
So I wonder if this is a group that they're trying to do a little bit more international range for or not. But
I
this is also the second group that they put on YouTube. So we'll shall see about that.
I did feel like there was a lot more English in Imitation Rain than you would typically hear in a Johnny song. Like there's a lot of fully sung English lines in this song. And really well done too. Like their English is really clean, really clear. You can understand easily what they're saying. You don't need subtitles to figure it out. It's really well done.
I thought Imitation Rain was good. I enjoyed it. Their vocals were good. It had a very American, not American, but like Western feel to it. However, I still think Dee Dee was the better song.
See, I was
Yeah,
lukewarm with
well,
Imitation Rain.
we'll get on DD for a moment, but
Yeah.
Imitation Rains, for me, it sounded like they were trying to just be edgy for edge's sake. And one of the reasons why I think that is midway through the song, they are dancing in a literal ring of fire.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this is kind of overdoing it. They're just being edgy for edge's sakes at this point. And it threw me off for the rest of the song. Now, if you took me out of the video, maybe I might have a different tune. But it seems like they're going hard for no apparent reason in my mind. Just to be like, we're going hard and we're facing the other Johnny's group that they decided to debut which is Snowman and their song Dee Dee. It's a much better song in my mind. I had some clips with it, but I just want to hear your guys' initial thoughts about the song first.
I do think they were trying to go for that edgy feel in Imitation Rain, and that did put me off a little bit and made me like the other song better due to that fact. I mean, I still thought their vocals were good. However, there was just, I don't know if it was the edginess that put me off slightly or just how Western it was and how, that they were trying to be something they're not. That was the other feel it gave me. So I felt like they were pushing a little bit too hard with Imitation Rain.
Me personally, I liked both songs. I felt like Imitation Rain was okay. I didn't love it, but I felt like it was a solidly decent song. I loved Dee Dee. But the bigger thing that I have, and I think you're going to get to this more in a second, Ken, but this does not sound like Johnny's. Like, this sounds like Exile. Like, honestly, like Snowman, you could roll into, like, the Exile Juniors and you wouldn't notice. Like, I mean, they sound like they come out of Exile. They really do. And their dance moves in Dee Dee were just phenomenal. Like, oh my lord, so great. And I do wish like it was a digital release, not just physical, because when we give the number, it's a physical only release. But I would have loved to. I would love to download DD because I loved that song. I do want to go back and re-listen to Imitation Rain and see how it sounds on the second viewing, but it is radically different from other Johnny's stuff. And if you're not a Johnny's fan, you might find that appealing. And if you are a Johnny's fan, you may be turned off by this. That is, and I think Ken's going to get to that in a second. But I just feel like it needs to be said. But I
Yeah.
I did like both songs. I agree with you guys. Dee Dee is the stronger song, and I might be a Snowman fan or a Snow fan.
Yeah, Dee Dee was fantastic, and I did not expect that to come out of a Johnny's group. I I was a little taken aback. However, I really enjoyed that they're trying to do something different and change it up. But at the same time, I know there's going to be a lot of hardcore Johnny fans who are going to might not take to this new style as fast, as it's such a significant change, which I think Ken's gonna jump right into.
Y'all got 20 minutes because I'm going to go into this pretty hardcore here. Now, all kidding aside, yeah, I was not a fan of both of these groups, to be perfectly honest. And that's because they strayed so far from the usual Johnny style. And I am Johnny's purist. I love Johnny's. I might not love all their work, but I love Johnny's and their system and what they've done for the industry. That being said, I do like the fact that they decided to change it up, but it's gonna take me a little bit of time to do so. This is coming from, if you were to surprise me saying, oh yeah, so a new guest is gonna come, okay, that's fine, but that new guest has a gun with him, that's pretty much saying what, or like a metal bat coming with him, that's pretty much the surprise that I would have got if I opened the door and I saw him with a metal bat. That, oh yeah, this guy came from a good neighborhood. I understand. We grew up together. They came up from the same school that I grew up from. Oh, okay, that's fine. I knew everything about that school. I know the kind of people that usually go to that school. And he shows up with a metal baseball bat. That's the kind of swerve that this kind of took for me. And not to say it's a bad thing. It just took me out of my element as someone who really, really likes Johnny's system. And this is the first group to debut after Johnny Kitagawa's passing. And I wonder if that was one of the reasons why they decided to kind of do a swerve like this. Saying that we aren't going to be the same Johnnies that we were under Kitazawa. And this is going to be the start of it. Who knows? I don't work for Johnny's. I don't know. I'm just looking at everything that I'm seeing right here that it could possibly be like that. Regardless, Johnny's still going to be freaking Johnny's, and this is only sold physically. And it sold 1.3 million copies here. Not bad, but it broke the freaking record books for a debut artist. 1.3 millions. We have an associate that we get several news sources from Japan, and he gave us the info that this broke, and I was just as surprised that this is the one that broke the camel's back, so to speak. It was very, very interesting to see how everything will do after this now. And if you guys don't know why it was so edgy, Imitation Rain is written and composed by Yoshiki.
That makes sense. Anything with Yoshiki makes it that makes sense. And I love Yoshiki. And just because of the style of his music, and he's not afraid to do anything. I mean, he's very out there, which is one of the reasons why I love him.
Yeah, one of the things that everything was like, oh wow, this debut shocked what everyone thought it was going to be for the digital age. And it shows that Japan really still loves their physical frickin' media.
Oh, they do. No doubt about that. And that's one of the other reasons I love Japan, is I'm a huge physical media collector. And just seeing that they still care and how much they enjoy physical media, and this is a perfect example of it. Seeing how much it sold, you will not see that in the U.S. anymore.
No,
so it's just amazing.
That's for darn sure.
Mm-hmm.
But regardless, I want to thank you for listening to this week's episode. You can find us all at the lovely, lovely things on Twitter and Instagram. You can find us at ongaku.u. You can find the site at ongaku.com. You can find us on YouTube at ongaku.u. Like, rate, subscribe, hit that bell. Tell me if I'm just an old geezer yelling at the clouds about the Johnny's things, or if change is needed for that much. You can follow our two affiliates. Koryu Hunter, he is a Twitch streamer doing all the scary, spooky games. You can check him out at twitch.tv/KoryuHunter, KYORYUHUNTER. You can also find our other affiliate, Timbertaff. He is a Twitch streamer in his own right. And you can find him at twitch.tv/Timbertaft, TIMBERTAFT. You can also find the podcast that I also do with them. It's about gaming on Podosaurus. You can find it on YouTube only. If you look up Kuryu Hunter, same as the Twitch tag there, you'll find all the lovely things that were on episode 4, and we'll be doing episode 5. With that, you can find me on Twitter at OTYCan1. You can find Renford on RentfordD. Where can we find you, Gray?
You can find me on Twitter at OngakuGray, where I tweet about just general things I'm interested in. I talk about anime, a lot of Kamen Rider as of late, tweeting out Color Creation's latest single, so you can find me there.
And where can we find you, Luna?
You can find me on Twitter, Letterboxd, and my anime list at LunaMaria87, and you can find me on Instagram at NerdyCollectorLuna. I random stuff about anime, movies, cat photos. So if you're interested in that, you're welcome to follow me.
But yeah, with that, I want to say thank you so very much for listening to this week's episode of Ungaku. You know, we appreciate all the little things. You should tell us how we're doing, by the way, because I like this format. I don't know if you guys like this format.
Yeah, I like this
We would
format.
like to hear. I would like to hear how everyone else likes this format, and if we want to mix it up, so to speak. But regardless, I want to say thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of Ungaku. I'm your host, Ken, saying thank you very much, and have a great day. Aloha.
This is Luna signing off. Thank you so much for listening to tonight's episode. Have a great rest of your week. Ja matane.
And this is great. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.